Hello and welcome to Shannon Gardens. Thank you guys so much for joining me and happy September to everyone. So as we are getting closer to the fall planting season, which I am so excited about, I'm going to be visiting some different nurseries just to see what's out there, what new plants might be out there, and what's currently in inventory, and wanted to bring you guys along with me as I go on some of those visits to share what I find. So in this week's video, I'm going to be going to my local Lowe's to check out their inventory, and we'll bring you guys along with me and share some information about some of the plants that I come across. So with that, let's get to it. All right, you guys, we are here. Let's go check it out. First, I came across these fabulous crotons, which are marked as part sun and detailed as 3 to 6 hours of morning sun. They have a cold hardiness of spring to first frost, which can be anywhere from mid-October into November, where I'm located in Georgia, zone 7B, 8A. These have wonderful fall-inspired colors, which are also continued with the anti-Lowe cordyline next to the crotons, which is noted for part sun as well, and priced at $19.98. Next, we have the Sun Patience, which are marked at $8.48 for the 2.5 quart container. These are marked as a full sun annual, although they've proven to do quite well this year in my containers with some afternoon shade as well. Next, we have Pentas in pre-planted plastic containers with the barrel design for $14.98. Pentas are absolutely a favorite annual of mine, and they attract butterflies, hummingbirds, and bees, and are very low maintenance. I'll put a link in the description if you'd like to learn more about pentas and some of my other favorite annuals. I have Dragon's Breath Coleus in this absolutely beautiful maroon color for $7.98. These are marked as deer resistant and attract pollinators like bees and butterflies. They have several mums pre-planted in 1 3/4 gallon size containers for $16.98, and there are many different colors like yellow, orange, red, and purple. And then they have smaller 1 quart containers for $4.98 that you can plant in your own containers or in ground if you'd prefer. They have French marigolds for $4.98, which are very easily cared for annuals. These attract butterflies and bees and bloom from early summer through fall. I actually just planted some marigolds in my fall-inspired hanging basket video that I'll link in the description if you're interested in getting some ideas for fall planters as well. Now this one is a newer perennial for me that I planted in the spring, and that is the Jolt Dianthus. Here they have the Jolt Pink Dianthus, and I've actually planted the Jolt Cherry Dianthus, which has bloomed all summer for me and is continuing to bloom right now. This has been a great perennial addition that is known as the most heat-tolerant dianthus, and it attracts butterflies, hummingbirds, and bees. This is also a perennial that I planted this year lining my perennial garden path, and that is the Double the Sun Coreopsis. These are marked as non-hardy in zones 1 through 3, are recommended for full sun, and attract bees, butterflies, and birds. I'll also put a link to my video where I use the Coreopsis to define my garden walkway in the description if you'd like to take a look at that video as well. Next, we have the Sunny Border Blue Speedwell. Speedwell is a great perennial that attracts butterflies while detracting rabbits and deer, which is a great benefit. This one is marked as non-hardy for zones 1 and 2 and grows from 18 to 24 inches high and 12 to 18 inches wide. They have a 6-pack of Impatiens for $10.88. These shade annuals attract bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, and are available in white and this pretty pink color, which I thought looked so pretty against that darker green leaf. Okay, you guys, look at this pretty vinca. This is the Soiree Kauai White Peppermint Vinca for $6.48. This full sun annual is noted to bloom spring through fall, and they had several colors including pink and coral in addition to the white. The flowers are so pretty and whimsical, and I thought they would look great in containers or a cottage-style garden. This is the Goldilocks Creeping Jenny that notes its extreme cold hardiness. I utilize Creeping Jenny in a lot of my hanging baskets and containers. Mine does die back in winter, but then reappears in early spring and is planted again. I absolutely love this pop of bright green in this low maintenance plant and how it adds that brightness to my garden. This is the Flora Glory Alonzo Kufia, which is noted as a full sun annual for $8.48. This blooms spring and summer, and what intrigued me is that it's noted to attract birds, which may compel me to plant this in my garden next year. Next, they have the Blue Henry Aster pre-planted in a plastic pot for $16.98. This is noted to bloom in summer and fall and non-hardy in zones 1 through 3. I personally think asters are such a welcome sign of late summer and fall when so many other flowers are starting to fade out. In addition to the blue Henry aster, they have the pink magic aster and then the magic purple aster, which is in a smaller container for self-planting for $7.98. They have the Beliza dark pink gora, which is a full sun upright perennial. This perennial is also known as whirling butterflies, and you can see why with the way they are moving with the breeze. These are very lovely, low maintenance perennials, and gora is definitely a plant I've enjoyed in my garden for years. Next, we have the Artisan Collection Red Ombre Coneflower for $7.98 with a bloom time as summer and fall. They have these beautiful colors with a couple of different colors mixed in the same container. I think these are absolutely beautiful and will bring butterflies and birds to your flower garden. They also have the Arizona Red Shades Blanket Flower for $7.98, which is another full sun perennial with a mounding growth habit of 10 to 12 inches high and wide. These also attract butterflies, bees, and birds to the garden. They have the Sentimental Blue Balloon Flower for $7.98. Balloon flowers are some of the first perennials that I planted in my perennial garden and have been very easy to care for the years that I've had them. I think the flowers themselves are so pretty, and you can see here that they do indeed look like little balloons right before they open. Now you guys just look at these beautiful flowers. Here we have the Cheyenne Spirit Coneflower pre-planted in a plastic container for $29.98. These perennials bloom spring and summer and are non-hardy in zones 1 through 3. They are noted to grow to a mature size of 24 to 36 inches high and 18 to 24 inches wide. These happy flowers are Sunbeckia Lara Rudbeckia that bloom summer and fall. They are pre-planted in a more attractive container in my opinion and are marked at $16.98. They attract butterflies, bees, and other pollinators and are noted to be pretty deer resistant. Next, we have the Lil Bang Red Elf Coreopsis, which is a full sun perennial for $13.48. This has a noted long bloom time of summer and fall and is very easy to care for. In addition to the speedwell I mentioned earlier, they also have a pretty pink version from Monrovia called First Love Speedwell. These are deer resistant and easy to care for with a bloom time of spring and summer. Now this is one that I may be adding to my garden, which is the Sweet Summer Fantasy Phlox. Now I absolutely love garden phlox and will link my video about garden phlox in the description if you're interested in learning more about this wonderful perennial. This variety is marked as disease resistant and grows from 24 to 30 inches in height and 18 to 24 inches in width. I thought this Prairie Winds Blue Paradise was a very pretty grass. It's hardy in zones 3 through 9, grows 36 to 42 inches in height, and blooms in early fall. It's noted to tolerate heat and humidity well, which is pretty important in Georgia, and I thought that the silvery green color with the purple added in as well was really striking. I think the color of the next plant is so pretty and different, and I couldn't wait to share it with you guys. So this is the Primo Black Pearl Heuchera, and just look at this beautiful color. This is noted as hardy in zones 4 through 9, blooms midsummer with white flowers, and then it's said to tolerate anywhere from sun to shade, which I found really surprising. Not only is this dark foliage pretty on top of the leaves, but it also has this lovely purple underside on the leaves as well. When looking at the heuchera I just mentioned, I thought it'd be really lovely planted against the bright green of the hostas like some I found here. The first is the Patriot hosta for $13.48, and then we have the June hosta, which was probably my favorite one from their selection. And then they also have the pretty Ario marginata hosta. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. In keeping with some of the darker colored plants, which I find very pretty to add in the landscape, particularly against lighter and brighter colors, I came across this Spotlight Black Heart Ornamental Annual for $3.98 that grows to a height of 12 to 18 inches high and a width of 24 to 36 inches. This is a grass that I've wanted to add to my garden for a while, and that's the pink muley grass. These grow to 3 feet high and wide and are noted as non-hardy in zones 1 through 5. I'm curious if any of you have planted this before and what your experience has been. Please let me know in the comments. Next, we have liriope, which I use in my garden as a low maintenance plant to help out some with erosion. The first one up here is big blue liriope for $4.98, and then silvery sunproof liriope for $7.98, both of which are blooming with these pretty purple blooms. One of my favorite scents in the garden comes with this next plant, which is the gardenia. This is the August Beauty that grows 4 to 6 feet high and wide and is non-hardy in zones 1 through 7. The new growth here comes in a lighter shade of green that turns into darker green as the leaf matures. We also have the Jubilation Gardenia, which is a smaller version growing 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. This is noted to rebloom with its double white blooms all summer. Next is the variegated Chinese privet for $19.98. This is noted for full sun and grows approximately 5 feet tall and wide and is non-hardy in zones 1 through 6. The bloom time is spring and summer. The Twilight Magic Crepe Myrtle has beautiful burgundy foliage with bright pink flowers. It's noted as deer resistant and grows to a height of 12 to 14 feet tall and 6 to 8 feet wide. Next is the Mrs. Sandra crepe myrtle, which has green foliage and dark purple flowers in summer. This is noted as having a fast growth rate and tolerant of a wide range of soils. The mature size is noted as 15 to 20 feet high. They also have the black diamond, crimson, red crepe myrtles with this very dark foliage highlighted with the beautiful red flowers. They bloom early summer through fall and are noted to grow to a mature size of 10 feet tall by 8 feet wide. Next, we have the beautiful golden coloration of the Forever Goldie arborvitae, which is noted for USDA zones 5 through 8 and grows 10 to 12 feet high and 3 to 3.5 feet wide, so it's more of a slender type of tree. I think that these are absolutely beautiful and are a nice way to add that nice bright golden color to the landscape. The next plant that I came across is the Purple Daydream Dwarf Loropetalum. I absolutely love these plants and I'm planning on posting a video about Loropetalum soon, so be on the lookout for that. This variety is noted for full sun to part shade, grows 2 to 3 feet high and 3 to 4 feet wide, and has lovely dark pink string clusters in spring. These are hardy to USDA zones 7 through 10. There's another loropetalum that's a compact variety called Red Diamond. This is noted as a semi-dwarf that grows 6 feet tall and wide and is also hardy in USDA zones 7 through 10 and has deep red blooms in late winter to early spring and then off and on in summer and fall. Next is the Sunshine Ligustrum for $12.98. This has the beautiful golden foliage, is hardy to USDA zones 6 through 10, and is noted to grow 3 to 6 feet tall and 3 to 4 feet wide. These next flowers really caught my attention with their absolutely lovely scent I kept catching as I was walking around and discovered that it was coming from the iceberg rose bushes. These roses are noted as non-hardy in zones 1 through 4 and reach an average mature size of 4 to 5 feet high and 3 to 4 feet wide. They were covered in blooms and very, very pretty, and as I mentioned before, absolutely smelled delightful. They have double knockout roses, which are a bit easier of a rose to take care of. They are noted as self-cleaning, so they don't need deadheading, which is great, and they bloom from spring to frost. They are noted for zones 5 through 11, and their double flowers are cherry red in color. The next tree is actually one of my favorite trees that I have in my landscape, and that's the Carolina Sapphire Cypress. These have a beautiful gray-green coloration and grow to an average mature size of 35 feet in height and 20 feet in width. They are noted as non-hardy in zones 1 through 6. From my own experience, the birds really seem to like these trees, particularly birds that prefer a scrubbier type of environment, like our state bird, which is the brown thrasher. Next, we have the Blue Point Juniper for $24.98. These are noted as non-hardy in zones 1 through 3 and grow to an average size of 10 to 15 feet high and 5 to 7 feet wide. The Pringles DWFU is marked as a part sun shrub that has an upright growth habit that grows 3 to 5 feet high and 6 feet wide and is non-hardy in zones 1 through 7. The next plant is similar to our other knockout roses mentioned, except with smaller blooms. This is the petite knockout rose. These are noted as easy to care for and also bloom spring to frost. They are compact in their growth with mature plants reaching approximately 18 inches tall. I came across the Leanne Cleara, which I think has such striking foliage. These are noted for full sun and grow 10 to 12 feet high and 6 to 7 feet wide. They are noted for USDA zones 7 through 10. It's noted that the new growth comes in with a beautiful maroon color, and then the evergreen leaves also turn maroon in the fall. They did have several clearance racks that you'll probably want to look out for when you visit. I noticed that you'll really want to dig through the plants offered. There are some perennials that are in pretty good shape, and then some that could probably be revived. And then you'll find annuals and perennials that really I thought were too far gone to justify the cost. But it's always great to keep a lookout for these racks and look through them because I've definitely found great deals on plants before. Lastly, I wanted to show you guys some of the fall decor that they've started putting out. They have cute decorative pumpkins in a variety of materials, and some of the pumpkins also light up. They also had this cute lantern that was marked at $39.98. They have smaller hay bales for $8.98. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm so excited to begin the fall planting and can't wait to bring you guys along in that process with visiting nurseries and the planting itself. So thank you so much again. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you can be notified each time I upload a new video. All right, you guys, until next time, happy gardening and goodbye.